Right now, after several police chases just over the weekend, we'll hear from the Dane County Sheriff about the ongoing problem.
Also, a hearing is set to determine if a woman involved in the Slender Man stabbing case should be released from a psychiatric hospital.
And later, how an organization in Whitewater is rolling out the welcome wagon for their newest neighbors. We welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. Police pursuits continue to be a topic of discussion after a slew of pursuits in Dane County this month.
3 chases took place this past weekend alone. Our Jalen Banks joins us now from the scene of where one of those pursuits ended. Jalen?
Charlotte and Eric, I'm at the Dean East Clinic where a pursuit took place right off of Stoughton and Buckeyes Road, where the pursuit ended up resulting in 4 people getting arrested. This comes at a time where pursuits in the area are under much scrutiny.
There are times when you activate the lights, and there's times when you don't, and it's all done in a strategic manner.
Yesterday afternoon, Dane County Sheriff's deputies started a pursuit of a car that was reported as stolen in Janesville and was possibly involved in other criminal activity in Edgerton. The Dane County deputies spotted the car on I-90 and started following the car, seeing it reach speeds of 90 miles per hour while driving erratically on the Beltline. Eventually, the driver got off the Beltline at Stoughton Road, and that's when 2 deputies started their official pursuit. Something Dane County Sheriff Calvin Barrett says is a calculated decision by deputies.
Law enforcement officers have to operate with due regard, and due regard is making sure that we are not putting the public at risk by continuing the pursuit. At any point, the deputy that is in the pursuit can end the pursuit, or the supervisor who is closely monitoring the pursuit can end it as well.
Sheriff Barrett says a multitude of factors go into the decision of initiating a pursuit.
That's why we take into consideration the weather, the traffic patterns, the time of day, the location, all of those factors that we constantly assess.
This weekend's pursuit ended when the car in question hopped the curb and crashed into a snowbank. Nobody was hurt, but the 4 people inside were arrested after a short foot chase.
Also, we want to ensure that there is always a peaceful resolution to any sort of pursuit.
This Thursday, our Braden will also be breaking down all the pursuit procedures of multiple Dane County agencies. And for all of our pursuit coverage throughout the month, you can find it on our website at channel3000.com. Reporting in Madison, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
A judge will hold a hearing in April to determine if one of the 2 Waukesha women who stabbed a classmate in the 2014 Slender Man attack should be released from a psychiatric hospital. Today, a hearing was held for 21-year-old Morgan Geyser after her attorney filed a petition for her conditional release. Geyser and Anissa Wire were 12 years old when they stabbed a 12-year-old classmate to please the fictional character Slender Man. The victim survived. Geyser was sentenced to 40 years of state mental health supervision. She asked the judge to order a new round of medical tests and to grant her release if the results are favorable. This hearing is set for April 10th or 11th. A new report from the Justice Department found that hate crimes at schools are on the rise. The number of hate crimes at schools more than doubled from 500 in 2020 to more than 1,300 in 2022. Of all the hate crimes in the U.S. in 2022, 10% occurred at schools, making it the 3rd most common location for them. According to the report, most offenses involve intimidation, vandalism, and simple assault. And they are mostly motivated by anti-Black bias, followed by anti-Semitism and anti-LGBTQ bias.
In Walworth County, 3 people are recovering after someone broke into their house and attacked them. Officers were called to a home on Burr Oak Court just after 8 Sunday morning for a reported home invasion and stabbing. Police say 3 people who lived in the home suffered non-life-threatening injuries. The suspect was also injured and arrested. Police say it appears the suspect acted alone.
Turning to weather now, let's get a check on the first warn forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi.
Well, we actually had some sunshine for a time this afternoon. The clouds are starting to fill back in. We'll probably see some fog form later on this evening and into the overnight hours. As we take a look at Doppler track, you can see a narrow band of snow showers in northeastern Wisconsin, changing to rain showers across parts of southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. So as that band comes through, we could see a rain or snow shower chance. 6-hour future track radar shows that moving on through pretty quickly. quickly. For the most part, we're just going to be dealing with fog and drizzle tonight. Right now, visibility is below 2 miles in Monroe, but most of the other major reporting stations around Wisconsin looking pretty good. But again, that fog will thicken up overnight. Low temperatures this morning, mainly in the upper 20s, a little colder than it has been in previous nights with a little less fog, and high temperatures today, generally in the upper 30s, but there were some 40s, especially farther out to the west, like toward La Crosse and Prairie du Chien, where the sun came out a little bit earlier. Right now, temperatures are mainly in the middle 30s. Madison right now, 34 degrees. Temperatures right just a couple degrees above freezing. As long as they stay above freezing, we're just dealing with drizzle. A few places north of Madison could see a little bit of freezing drizzle overnight. Otherwise, look for fog to thicken up this evening. Temperatures holding nearly steady around 35 degrees. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast. It does include milder weather beginning on Wednesday. See how long that lasts.
It was little over a month ago that the city of Whitewater sent a letter to the White House that sparked concerns over a growing immigrant population in their city. But
an organization in Whitewater is doing everything it can to make sure the city's newest residents feel safe and welcome. Maddie Heimsch reports.
You know, we've always wanted people to know that it's okay to come here. No one looks at you funny because you came to get clothes. No one looks down their nose because you came to get food.
The community space is lined with shelves of food and racks of clothes. But when you look a little closer, you'll notice books about diversity, labels in both English and Spanish, and signs that read, "All are welcome." City officials estimated last month that around 1,000 immigrants settled in Whitewater over the past 2 years. The community space has become a home for them. When I asked Kay Robers, co-founder of the community space, if the increasing immigrant population changed the way she does business, she said one word.
No. No, it hasn't. Not at all.
Robers says she doesn't mind filling extra shelves to support those in need, no matter who comes in and out of her doors. She says the feeling of community is mutual. She told me she always has help conversing with Spanish-speaking residents.
It's like a 9 or 10-year-old boy that'll come and say, I can do it. And then I always tell them, tell your mother how proud she should be of you. And the mom just beams from ear to ear.
Robers says she couldn't support the community without the community supporting her.
We were really short on blankets. So we went on Facebook and said, please, we need blankets. We were showered with blankets, but now we need coats and mittens. And now the coats and mittens are coming in.
The community space is donation funded and volunteer led, open Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. If you would like to make a donation, check out channel3000.com. Reporting in Whitewater, I'm Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
We've learned the identity of a woman who died following a crash on the Beltline Friday night. According to the Dane County Medical Examiner's Office, 23-year-old Jitasia Graham of Madison died of injuries suffered in that crash. Madison police say she was struck by another vehicle near Fish Hatchery Road. Graham was pronounced dead at the scene. A suspect vehicle involved in the crash drove away from the scene. It was later found on Saturday. The investigation is ongoing. An investigation into what caused a garage fire in Watertown over the weekend is underway. This happened at 211 North Maple Street on Saturday night. First responders found flames coming out of a detached garage. Fire crews were able to quickly put out the fire. No one was hurt. Damages are estimated at around $55,000. Coming up on News 3 Now at 6, the Madison School District reveals its finalists for its next superintendent.
Plus, it's that time of the year again, tax season, how the state's Department of Revenue is looking to make filing a little easier for you this year.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
I'd love to thank everyone at Gruber for taking time and being patient with me.
Thank you.
I'm just really, really grateful.
I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Gruber, thanks.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Thank you very much.
You've got this. Whatever it is, you're ready for it. Your newly purchased defenses, top of the line. Your backup, backing up. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So if your new house still has some old tenants, we'll make sure your checking account won't be giving you any surprises. You've got this with Associated Bank.
It's the annual RV show and sale you don't want to miss at Interstate RV, February 2nd through the 4th. Great RV show pricing just up the road. Highway 51, Poinet.
Do you feel stuck in a cold and drafty home? Well, there's a better solution than just turning up the heat.
Because heating your home is by far the most expensive part of your energy bills. At USA Insulation, we fix cold homes. Most houses are built with builder's grade insulation. So when we fill your walls with our high efficiency foam, your house stays warm without turning up the heat, which saves you a lot of money. And right now, we can insulate your home for as little as $99 per month.
USA Insulation.
Experience the breathtaking production that leaves both audiences and critics awestruck. Les Miserables, February 14th through 18th at Overture Center. Tickets available at overture.org today.
The First Warn Weather Team takes you beyond the barometer, only on News 3 Now. Start your new day with the News 3 Now This Morning team, bringing you local breaking news, exploring all that makes our area special, and letting you know what to expect when you head out the door. The Emmy Award-winning News 3 Now This Morning, weekdays.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
The Madison Metropolitan School District School Board is revealing their top 3 finalists for the superintendent position today. Those finalists include Madison native, former Madison District Principal and La Follette football coach, Dr. Joe Gothard, currently the superintendent of St. Paul Public Schools, where he won 2024 Minnesota Superintendent of the Year. Dr. Yvonne Stokes was first recently superintendent of Hamilton Southeastern Schools near Indianapolis. And finally, there's Mohammed Chaudhry, who was the state superintendent of schools at the Maryland State Department of Education. Next Tuesday, the district says a panel of students and a separate panel of parents and caregivers will interview the 3 candidates. The public can live stream those interviews and provide feedback.
Well, heads up for parents. Starting next week, the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction is opening the public school open enrollment period for the next academic year. The application period kicks off February 5th and will stay open through April 30th. And during that time, parents and guardians will be able to submit applications to enroll their children in any public school district across the state. School districts are required to notify parents and guardians who applied about the status of their applications by June 7th. You can find a link to application materials on this story at channel3000.com.
Tax season is officially underway. The IRS is now accepting and processing 2023 federal income tax returns. The deadline for filing for most people is April 15th. People who miss the tax filing deadline will likely face a hefty penalty unless they ask for an extension. Some advice: file early and e-file. Those are the 2 biggest tips to not only get any possible return back fast, but to avoid becoming a victim of fraud.
Our Kyle Pozorski shares some tips for tax season. Kyle?
It's a time of the year you either look forward to or dread. Either way, it's a good idea to file as soon as you can in order to avoid scams and to get all your ducks in order.
The sooner you file, the better.
That's Peter Barca. He's the Secretary of the Wisconsin Department of Revenue. Talking over a Zoom interview, he tells me there's good reason to follow the advice to file early.
If you file early on, you're likely to get your refund back in a matter of days.
Beyond getting a nice check back from the government, it's also a way to avoid being scammed. Last year, the IRS reported more than $5.5 billion in tax fraud cases. If you file early, there's less opportunity for scammers to file on your behalf because you can only file once.
If you file the last week, obviously we have such a glut that it takes us just a little bit longer. We still can turn them around relatively quickly, but you certainly, anybody has a refund coming, it's a big incentive to file early to get that refund.
He also tells me for those expecting to pay taxes, there's good reason to file early as well. That's because you can then see how much you owe way ahead of when you'll need to pay. So you'll be more prepared to do so.
You do not have to send in the check until, the April 15th deadline, but you can still file early and submit your check.
Additionally, this year, the State Department of Revenue is rolling out a new electronic filing system available for free to qualifying taxpayers. And it's not just Wisconsin. The IRS also has a free file option for people who with an adjusted gross income of $79,000 or less. All a good reason to file as soon as you can.
All right, Kyle, thank you. Still ahead, honoring those who served our country.
After the break, how you can help give back to local veterans who continue to serve their community.
Plus, saw a bit of it today here in Madison. How about the next time we'll see some sun? Gary's answer and his complete forecast when we come back.
Discover new opportunities together in a new Chevy. Meet up in an award-winning Equinox. Lend a hand in the Silverado with up to 14 available camera views. Or mix it up in the Trax with an 11-inch diagonal display screen. Find the Chevy that's right for you. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado models. Or get $6,000 total cash allowance on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Steinhaffel's 3-day football scratch-off sale is happening this weekend. Scratch off for your chance at an extra 3 or 5% off your purchase. Or take advantage of Steinhaffel's special 36-month 0% financing when you spend $19.99 or more. From sofas and dining sets to bedroom furniture and home office, we have something for every style and budget. Don't wait. Get in today and save big. The 3-day football scratch-off sale is on now.
The Monsters of Destruction are coming, and coming with a vengeance. Redneck Rampage Against the Grain, War Wizard, Double Trouble, and the Veteran are ready to put on one heck of a show. Plus, Freestyle Motocross is back. X-Games rider Willie Elam and friends with action you don't want to miss. Day and night shows ready to blow your mind. Every ticket is a pit pass. Come early to meet the drivers. Take a ride in a real monster truck. Don't miss the Monsters of Destruction at the Alliant Energy Center, February 3rd and 4th. Get your tickets now at monstersofdestruction.com.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
I thought you two were going to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison this afternoon.
No, we couldn't decide what game to play.
That's the great thing about Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. There is a myriad of games with a myriad of themes so you can find your perfect fit. Some machines offer free games, multiple spins, a bonus within a bonus, and multipliers. So many different ways to play means so many different ways to win. Find your perfect game at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Watching News 3 Now at 6.
News 3 Now is proudly partnering with Vortex Optics this winter to highlight area veterans doing good for their fellow service members.
It's called Spirit of Service, and we're asking for your help picking this year's winner. Air Force vet Don Aiken was picked as last year's winner. Since 2017, he's been taking both service members and first responders on fishing trips. The goal is to have fun, maybe catch some walleyes, but more than that, it's about putting down the weight these folks might be carrying after the trauma of their service.
We grab a bottle of water. I grab it during our ceremony. I grab it and I hold it out, 20 ounce. How much does a bottle of water weigh? If I don't do something with this bottle of water, eventually the weight of this tiny little bottle of water is going to become overwhelming. I'm not going to be able to hold it anymore. And that's when I have one of my friends come up and grab that bottle with me. And now the two of us are sharing that weight. So that's what I try to do. I try to get them to open up, tell their story.
You can hear his entire story and how Spirit of Service is helping him continue to give back later tonight on News 3 Now at 10. And here's how you can nominate someone this year. First, head to channel3000.com and find this story. Then send in the name of a veteran making a difference in your community and share their story. After 3 weeks, a board of veterans will start going through the nominations and choose 5 finalists. Viewers will then get a chance to vote for one of those 5 finalists, and the winner will be announced in March.
Some of us could see a little bit of rain or snow tonight. Gary now with our complete forecast.
But all of us will see fog and some drizzle tonight. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. That's going to be a problem that will last into tomorrow. There could be a little bit of freezing drizzle north of Madison where temperatures might be a degree or 2 below freezing, but for the most part, that'll be pretty spotty. After the rain snow shower chance, we'll see dry weather beginning on Wednesday and lasting through at least Wednesday of next week, and it'll also be very mild. Beginning on Wednesday, high temperatures will be at or above 40 degrees, and that'll be the case all the way through next week. Fog not much of an issue right now because temperatures made it into the upper 30s, but as they start to cool, we'll start to see some areas of fog form. Already seeing some down around Monroe, but that fog will continue to expand with time. Future track visibility, 9 p.m. still okay in Madison, but notice as we get toward the early morning hours, 2 a.m. down to about 1.5 miles here. The fog a little more widespread, perhaps down to a 1/4 mile visibility at 6 a.m. although those brief areas of heavy fog or thick fog will probably only last short periods of time, but we'll still see off and on fog through the morning and into the early afternoon hours. And then by the time we get to about 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, we'll see the fog start to dissipate, and we'll mainly see it just late nights over the next few days. On Doppler track, you can see this little narrow band of snow and rain showers moving through central Wisconsin. They'll reach us later on tonight. You can see on 6-hour future track radar that comes through, but any precipitation will be brief and light. It'll be mainly the fog and the drizzle that we'll be dealing with through tomorrow. High temperatures, average high temperature goes from 27 to 29. Our high temperatures go from 37 to 44 over the next 10 days, well above normal every single day. The jet stream right now coming in from the northwest, but notice out to the west how it pushes northward. This is an El Nino weather pattern where the polar jet stream pushes to the north and gives us mild weather. The subtropical jet stream stays to the south, and the main storm track with precipitation stays to the south. That's why we're expected to be dry and mild for the next 10 days or so. As we look at planning your night, look for that little band of rain and snow showers to move on out late this evening. Temperatures hold steady in the middle 30s through the overnight hours. Notice 3 a.m. Madison still at 35. Everybody's still in the middle 30s. By the time we get to early tomorrow morning, probably be in the lower 30s. Again, if there is any freezing drizzle, it'll be any areas that drop below freezing. That'll more likely will be north and northeast of Madison. Planning your night across Dane County. Low of 35 in Mount Vernon, 35 in Sauk City, and 35 degrees in Cambridge with cloudy skies, some fog and some drizzle. Rest of southern Wisconsin, 34 for the low in Monroe, 35 in Platteville, and 35 for the low in Wautoma. For tomorrow, more fog, more drizzle, slight chance for a rain or snow shower early in the morning, but it'll be mild. High temperature of 37 is about 10 degrees above average, and the first warn 7 to 10 day forecast brings more sunshine. That gets temperatures into the lower 40s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. In fact, we'll be at or above 40 through the weekend and through next week. Notice as we head toward the end of next week, maybe a little more cloud cover, a slight chance of a shower by Thursday. Before then, probably a week of dry weather.
And still to come in sports, this year's Wisconsin men's basketball team might be their best since their Final Four run. We'll tell you what happened today next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Menards is the one-stop shop for everything you need. Clean up your space with help from Rubbermaid. This industrial-strength 32-gallon trash can is built to withstand intense sunlight and freezing temperatures. Get this trash can and lid for $19.99. Get the floor of your dreams with our huge selection of Shaw flooring. Waterproof vinyl plank offers the look of real wood without the worry. This Citadel vinyl plank flooring is $248 a square foot.
Save big money at Menards.
The biggest and best RV event in the Midwest is back. It's the Madison Camper and RV Show and Sale. See a huge selection of RVs and campgrounds under one roof. Meet Gilbert Brown, Gridiron Great. Tickets just $10 and kids are free. Seniors, you're welcome at half price on Friday. Enjoy the great outdoors at the Madison Camper and RV Show and Sale at the Alliant Energy Center Friday through Sunday, February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes. And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
This new year is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
News 3 Now and Vortex presents Spirit of Service, honoring those who've made a real difference in our community.
Do you know a veteran whose actions have been a positive force in the area? If so, nominate them for the Spirit of Service Award.
Log on to channel3000.com, nominate a veteran, and tell us why they're a pillar in our community. A winner will be selected on March 11th.
Help us celebrate our hometown heroes.
The Spirit of Service Award, presented by Vortex.
before the season, Wisconsin men's basketball was picked to finish 5th in the Big Ten. But in this week's AP poll, the Badgers are number 6 in the country. Wisconsin edged out the likes of Duke, Kansas, Kentucky, and Marquette in the polls. It sets up a massive showdown this weekend. After the Badgers play Nebraska on Thursday, they'll host number 2 Purdue on Saturday. Number 6 is the Badgers' best ranking since 2020. And for the first time in program history, Wisconsin women's basketball swept the Big Ten's weekly awards. Sarah Williams matched a career high with 31 points in their win over Rutgers. She was named the Big Ten Player of the Week, while Tessa Brady was named the Big Ten's Freshman of the Week. And Giannis was named the Eastern Conference's Player of the Week for the second time this season. The All-Star starter is on track to become the first player in NBA history to average 30-plus points on 60% or better from the field. The Bucks play the Nuggets tonight in what will be Doc Rivers' debut. Up until last week, the Brewers hadn't made any splashes in free agency, and honestly, I don't think fans expected they would. But when they signed Rhys Hoskins, the home run hitter and first baseman they've been missing, it's exactly what they needed. Now, he missed last season with a torn ACL, but hit at least 27 bombs in each of his last 4 full seasons. For Hoskins, the decision was easy. He wants to win and believes he can do it in Milwaukee.
Oh, I'm an athlete. I'm a sports fan at heart. I'm competitive as heck, and at the end of the day, I want to win 4 out of the last 5 division, winners here, a chance at the playoffs every single year.
And speaking of signings, the Madison Mallards announced their first of the year today. Deerfield native Cal Fisher returns home to Madison after earning All-Star honors in his rookie season. The Florida State freshman hit 7 bombs last year and made a SportsCenter top 10 play. Wisconsin women's hockey returned to Duluth this weekend for the first time since winning their record-setting 7th national championship. And they swept the 7th-ranked Bulldogs this time around, keeping Wisconsin at number 2 in this week's USCHO poll. Lacey Eden was named the WCHA Forward of the Week after scoring 3 times in Duluth, while Jane Gervais was named the Goaltender of the Week. And as for the men, after splitting a series at Michigan, they moved down 1 spot to 4 in this week's poll. It sets up a top 10 border battle matchup this weekend when number 9 Minnesota comes to the Kohl Center. And, of course, we know the Super Bowl matchup by now. Congratulations to Taylor Swift. Her first year in the NFL, and she makes a Super Bowl? I mean, come on.
Oh, I didn't know she played, other than music. Gary's final check of the forecast.
Well, no fog out there right now. Maybe just a little bit of light fog. You can see a little haze in the lights around the Capitol from the Edgewater Skycam. High-resolution radar, a few sprinkles up toward the Fox Valley. You might see a slight chance for a rain or snow shower tonight as a weak cold front moves through. Fog right now, visibility is down to about 1.5 miles in Monroe. Still 9 miles here in Madison. Janesville down to about 5 miles. Current temperatures above freezing. Madison 34, Janesville 34. Our temperatures actually may go up a little bit over the next couple of hours as the fog starts to form. 33 in Verona, 34 in Deerfield. Look for areas of fog starting to develop this evening. Temperatures near 35. Could be a little drizzle or a slight chance of a rain or snow shower with that fog. Maybe a little freezing drizzle late tonight for areas north of Madison. But overall, I think once we get this fog out of here on Wednesday, it's smooth sailing for the rest of the week.
All right, sounds good, Gary. Thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.